Welcome to Out of the Park, the podcast show where four guys have four different opinions and it's all on sports. Today there's two of us for now, but we hear they're coming in late. Is that right?
Indeed.
Yeah,
we're going to be expanding exponentially in the next couple minutes.
Okay. Well, we just got word from Anthony. He'll be coming in 5 minutes. He's just about to park. But Drew, on the other hand...
he's on his way.
Yeah, he's on his way.
He's nearby.
But we're going to give him a run for their money for sure.
Oh, yes.
But,
well, I mean, maybe we should take it easy on them after the lecture that they might get.
Yeah, from Tracy Thakra. Oh, it's terrible.
We'll take it easy on him.
Yes. So this past week, we had All-Star Game week. We had the Home Run Derby on Monday, and we had the All-Star Game on Tuesday. Let's talk Home Run Derby first because there's a lot of talk. Well, first option, Carlos Stanton won with 61 home runs, most in any Home Run Derby of all time. And people are talking like, really, what's with the timer? Like, what about the old 9 outs or 10 outs? I'm gonna get it started right off the bat. I actually love the timer because in the past when we used to have 10 outs, you had guys that were missing good pitches. You had hitters that were like they were ready to swing and it was a good pitch, but they said no, I don't like it. And the next thing you know, they swing at a bad one. Whereas we have the clock, their tempo is quicker and quicker. And here's what I picked up: another reason why it actually works is because if you compare a pitcher who's calm compared to a pitcher who's rattled and just gets all in his head and he just keeps throwing, if you have a pitcher who's heated, he's going to keep throwing strike. But if you have a calm one, he's going to set up locations either for a batter to chase or, maybe something close. It could be a strike or not. But if you have like a fast-paced tempo, it's going to be strike. So that's why I like the clock, because you're rushing.
Okay, here's why it works for the fans. It makes it a lot more exciting.
That too.
And it also compacts it into something quicker. You're not going to see these long pauses by the guys, making sure that they get their gloves back in, which you would see like in 2007 when guys they stopped, they readjusted their gloves, they made sure that everything was okay, and then they step back into the batter's box. It compresses it a lot quicker, so things go rapid fire, and it starts to go a lot faster, and that's what fans want to see. Mm-hmm. Also, what the timer does, it expands home run counts.
Yes.
And that's what the MLB wanted to see. Some fans were complaining that they would go to the Home Run Derby in search of a home run, and they were getting none. Mm-hmm. Because the pitch location wasn't there, and so it works for the fans. Now, the thing is why I don't like it, and I like to go back to the original 10 outs, is because the MLB isn't allowing guys to set records, but rather they're enhancing the record. So rather than having it be a traditional, he hit 61 home runs overall in the competition, instead it was, he hit 61 home runs in this format. Mm-hmm. So it puts an asterisk, and that's something that baseball fans don't like to see on records.
Asterisk?
They don't like to see asterisks, and the MLB is saying, we want an asterisk. Mm-hmm. So they're kind of being hypocritical there. Mm-hmm. I don't like that.
Oh, okay. Well, and you bring up 2007, you know how guys were taking their time. Good point, because the most home runs hit in the first round, 5.
Yep, that was the year that Vladimir Guerrero won.
Yeah, but then again, San Francisco's not a hitter's park.
Yeah,
and
it is a hitter's park depending on where the winds are.
Okay, but you got Triples Alley though in right center.
Right, so it doesn't favor left-handers. It will only favor right-handers, and if you're a left-handed hitter. Like Brandon Belt was when he came into the league. Mm-hmm. And he used to just be a strictly pull hitter. But instead, he came up to AT&T Park. You're not going to hit a lot of home runs being an extreme pull hitter at AT&T Park. So what he did is he developed an inside-out swing so that way he can hit it to the power alleys in left center and right center. That's something that in the Home Run Derby you don't want to see because then that's going to be a nice little double and a triple. Doesn't really work for the Home Run Derby.
Yeah, and looking at that 2007, I felt really bad for those people who brought out their canoes to sit in the McCovey Cove because how many balls were hit in McCovey Cove? Like 2, I think.
There were 2.
There was like one from Prince Fielder and one from Justin Morneau or something like that.
That was it.
And then again. not that many lefties. There were more righties in that home run derby because left-handed. There was Ryan Howard, there was Justin Morneau, Prince Fielder, and I think that was it. I think there was only three lefties.
There was only three.
Yeah, so when you got three lefties, you're not going to get anything in the McCovey Cove.
No.
And you really
have to tag one.
Yes.
To be able to get it out to McCovey Cove, especially when the winds start coming out from the bay and hitting into the park.
Yep.
Coming off that right field porch.
Yep.
It's really hard to be able to get some power into that.
So since we're still on the topic of home run derby. Actually, I forgot to bring this up. Who is on right now? I'm Vincent Garcia, and this is Ryan Osborn.
That's right, huh?
You know what? I was so focused on the guys being late that I forgot who's really here, who's actually in the seats, and who's on the mics.
You know, it turns out that the machine kind of turned itself on and kind of just recorded on its own.
Yeah.
We're not truly here,
per
se.
I know, yeah.
For all the listeners know, we could just be on our phones right now.
Seriously.
Calling this in.
Yeah.
No.
But anyway, so since we're still on the home run derby, what has been the best home run derby? I mean, I would say all time, but the thing is, it really didn't kick in as big until maybe 1999.
Well, once you had the height of the steroid era.
Yeah,
because you had guys who really could tag stuff out of the park.
Yeah, I think the most exciting.
Out of the
park. That's why we got. That's one of the inspirations. And way to put that. I would have never thought of that. But I think the best one I've seen before the timer format. 2008, and I think everybody would agree with that.
Yeah.
And you know
Josh Hamilton.
You feel bad for the guy because he didn't win it.
Yeah,
it's just like you know what? It's just like that. I don't know how you describe it. There's got to be something to describe. It's kind of like I got it. It's like when you watch that movie where you see that team who needs that one game to go to the playoffs and they blow it. That's almost how Josh Hamilton went through because it's an inspirational story that he went through.
It was like getting 73 wins in the regular season and losing in the finals.
Yeah, GSW. I know what you're going with that.
Yeah.
I know where you're going.
Taking that cheap shot.
Yeah, take it.
Go Clippers.
Yeah, you got to take the cheap shot. 2008 was definitely the best home run derby.
Absolutely.
28 in one round.
Yeah.
It's just and it wasn't just that he hit 28, it's where they hit. And because he was hitting Babe Ruth territory. He was hitting in that third deck. In fact, didn't he hit one in the tunnel up there or something?
Yeah, he hit that in the Babe Ruth tunnel. That's what it's named after because Babe Ruth would send him out of the park through that tunnel, and it would go onto the street behind the stadium. Mm-hmm. And he hit 6 different shots into that tunnel.
Yeah.
And they just kept going. The thing is that what you also have to look at how much impact that home run derby had. Less than 2 years before, Josh Hamilton was not in the MLB.
Mm-hmm. And wasn't he off for 3 years?
He hadn't seen for 4 years.
4 years, that's it. He hadn't seen pitching in 4 years. And to have that kind of performance in the house that Ruth built in the last year.
Oh, no. Here's the thing. The Yankee Stadium fans, less than 3 days before, the Texas Rangers were on a road trip to Yankee Stadium for that All-Star game.
Yep.
Less than 3 days before, they were booing him, throwing fake needles onto the field at him, and taunting him about his prior drug abuse. Mm-hmm. And then less than 3 days later, everyone was cheering his name, Hamilton, as he just kept cranking them out. And you started to see this kind of healing process. Mm-hmm. That happened in that home run derby. Unfortunately, we see what came about later as he came to the Angels, came to LA, didn't really work out as much as he would have liked. Mm-hmm. But at the time, that was huge.
Yeah. 2008 was definitely very exciting. But the one thing about the home run derby that really gets me, a lot of these guys make the stadiums look small. Like Angel Stadium. It's known as a pitcher's park. It's hard to hit a home run. But after seeing
in the newest renovation,
new renovation,
it's a pitcher's park.
But after seeing David Ortiz and Hanley Ramirez when the final round, the home runs they were hitting, it was like I kept watching it the whole time. I still have it on recording actually on my DVR.
Oh, okay.
So I'll probably go back later just to reminisce. But I'm watching it and I'm thinking, these guys are making Angel Stadium look like a hitter's park because of how they're hitting it. But then again, look what kind of pitching you're facing. You're facing, not just changeups, but like ephises. You're facing ephis pitches, and it makes the ball travel farther. Thank you, sports science. It's a lot of help. So the home run derby really makes stadiums look small.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that really gets me.
And you saw Giancarlo Stanton in San Diego, a notorious hitter's park. Mm-hmm. That's like back when they did it in Safeco.
Yep.
And Giancarlo Stanton hit one out of the stadium, out of Petco Park. That's something that had never been done. In fact, it's over 500 feet to be able to just get to past where the retired numbers are.
Yep.
And he hit a couple past there, and he hit the scoreboard as well.
And the thing that I like about what Giancarlo Stanton had this year is he had a different mentality compared to what he had in the last home run derbies. Because in the past, Major League Baseball kept asking Giancarlo to hit in the home run derby because they know the power that he has, and they know how where he can hit home runs and how deep they go, and they think, if he's in it, we can get more fans because everybody wants to see him hit. But this year he said, you know what, I'm not here just to hit far home runs, I'm here just to win it. Right. And that's what I like about what he did, because it's people. I mean, I do understand fans want to see their favorite players and they want to see something exciting, but when you're a little bit competitive, it makes it a little bit extra exciting, and that's what he did in this home run derby. So he really deserved it.
Yeah, and you saw in previous years, he was just going for that extra long ball.
5'10" in target.
Yeah, in target field. He was just 15 feet away from exiting target field.
Yep.
Something that when they made the stadium, when they made target field, they said, a ball will never leave this ballpark. And he came 15 feet away, and they said without the 15-mile-an-hour wind coming towards home plate, that ball would have exited by about 30 feet.
And that's what's amazing about that guy. And I feel bad that he wasn't in the All-Star game. Him nor Todd Frazier, the defending champion.
Okay, so here's the thing. With Giancarlo Stanton, he didn't necessarily deserve that All-Star selection.
He did the home run derby for sure, yeah.
Home run derby, that's fine, but he was batting .223 coming into it.
Yeah, exactly.
And he didn't have the RBI numbers, doesn't have the power numbers as much as you saw in previous years. Todd Frazier, however, third baseman in the American League, he has the second most home runs in the league.
Yeah.
He has the third most RBIs.
And look who's here!
Hey!
Wearing a mix of Dodger blue and Laker.
Okay, so what Anthony is wearing right now is he is wearing what looks like that old retro Lakers jersey that they wore in 1998, where they threw it back to the old blue and white. That's what he's wearing right now.
It's a mix, man. You gotta mix it up.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I'm late. I was playing Pokemon Go.
I knew it was going to come up eventually. I knew it was going to come up eventually, seriously.
Hey, there was a rare. All right?
Okay.
You gotta understand.
First off, what was it, and where is it?
No comment.
Oh, come on!
You can't be knowing my spots.
Going right here.
You can't know my spots.
Just for that,
all for me.
So
just for that, I'm not attaching the lure module to the Pokestop that's right next to us.
You bastard.
So for those of you who are listening, Anthony Martinez just walked in, and you didn't miss much. We just started talking about the home run derby, and we're about to transition to the All-Star game.
Okay.
We were talking about our opinions on the clock system versus the 10 out, what they used to have before 2000.
I like the 10 out system.
Let's hear it.
Thank you.
Since you are here, let's hear why do you say 10 out system and not the clock? Because Ryan had a great argument.
I don't know. For me, I miss the old school method of just like 10 outs. Just bomb it. Just give the crowd a show. Just go.
Yeah.
Just let it rain. I feel as though with this, it kind of limits it, like, with the College World Series, it's kind of, like, limited. But, I don't know. I feel as though you're not, like, the All-Star Game is more of a show. It's more of a showcase anyway. So just let all the All-Stars, have it.
That's another thing, is that with the clock, you're more just trying to get as many home runs out there as possible, and they're going to be shorter. As opposed to with the 10 outs, you're trying to hammer that pitch. If you get that pitch that's right in your power alley, you're trying to send that 500 feet.
Right.
As opposed to, like, with the clock.
Just like, right over the wall.
Yeah, just right over to the wall.
Did I make it? All right, throw it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
Yeah,
just
especially
takes away from the showcase.
Okay. And speaking of showcase, the day after, that Tuesday, the American League took the All-Star game 4-2.
Yeah.
And Ryan, I hope you had a fun experience. I hope you did.
Indeed. It was fun. It was fun to be there. I mean, I was at the absolute, the farthest you can be away from where the action was.
But it still counts, though.
We don't care where you sat as long as you were there.
I got to see Big Papi exit in his final All-Star game. That was cool. And then what my favorite part of the All-Star game was is seeing Johnny Cueto give up those 3 runs.
Yeah,
that was absolutely awesome.
To the Royals.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it was...
just seeing a giant pitcher fail at the best part of the season. Oh, yeah, that was awesome.
And it was against his former teammates.
Indeed.
I'm a little disappointed that Big Papi didn't get a smack, on his final game.
Rizzo it was engineered that he would leave early because he said that he wanted to get on a plane immediately and rejoin the Red Sox.
Oh, well, at least he thought of his team.
He had enough time to do an interview, but, I guess.
Well,
I guess he had enough time.
He went, these are the reports that I saw afterwards, is that once he exited the game, he went in, did a couple interviews, and then immediately hopped onto a plane.
Mm-hmm. There you go. So that's that team focus.
The game was still going on, and he had already gotten to the airport.
Oh, right. So
that's motivation. That's dedication right there.
And that All-Star game, though, it was like that was your typical pitcher's duel. I mean, 4-2.
Right.
That's the thing that's changing about the All-Star game.
It means something.
Yeah, well, that's why I want to bring up the home field advantage stuff because, some people are starting to be against it now because all we see is American League, American League, American League, and then the National League graced it for 3 years in a row. But I think the
1-0 win in Angel Stadium started it.
It was 3-1. It was 3-1 in
3-1.
Angel
That's
Stadium.
Right.
But it was 1-0 at one point American League.
Brian McCann.
And then Brian McCann. So, I mean, as we go, like I said, it's all about opinions. I of course love the home field advantage because you're playing for something. Back in the 70s, and you were playing for pride basically.
Yeah.
When the National League won 11 years in a row, or 8 years, 8 or 11, somewhere around there. Maybe it was both.
8. Yeah.
They were doing it for pride. The National League was just doing it just to let people know, hey, we are the league of Major League Baseball. But now this time, it's it's more than that. It's not just pride. It's now for home field advantage because you're not just helping your team get that home field advantage. You're helping other teams as well when they get to the World Series.
The reason why it's not so much as pride for each league is because, remember, they switched from a single pennant to a playoff format.
Oh, yeah.
So it used to be that the National League and the American League, whoever finished first in the standings, they went to the World Series. Mm-hmm. That was it.
Yeah.
Then they changed to a playoff format. So it used to be that was how the American League and the National League, they showed their dominance. We are the better league.
Yeah.
Because that was the only time that they would see each other.
Yeah.
American League, National League, that's how you would determine who was the best. And then once interleague play came in, you started seeing more teams kind of combine against each other. They would go against each other a lot more, and you would see those matchups that you wanted a lot more. So you wouldn't necessarily have that pride anymore. You wouldn't see where there are these debates, oh, well, if this guy was in the American League, then he would hit a lot better. No, because you have those stats on when he played in American League parks.
Yeah. Anthony?
I mean, I like the whole fact that, the All-Star game means a little bit more something because, in the NBA All-Star game, it's just kind of lackluster. There's still that vibe there. It's all the greatest, of now playing on the court.
Right.
It's amazing to see. But I don't like the fact that it has nothing to do with the prior All-Star games before with the AL. I just don't like the fact that teams that probably won't even make it to the playoffs, or teams that maybe make it in the wild card and may have a possibility. I just don't like how those guys have a factor on the outcome of somebody's essentially legacy. What would happen? Who knows? Maybe that home field advantage is what they needed. Who knows? Maybe San Francisco needed that home field advantage to take it this year. Who knows? Maybe. I don't know. I just never liked the fact that players that probably won't even be in the playoffs are determining World Series
Right.
outcomes. I just never liked that at all. I mean, I like it because, like you guys said, it gives a competitive factor because you see guys are playing a little bit harder, and it's fun to see. But still, in the end, I just don't like how it affects the World Series in the end like that.
All right. And earlier, Ryan brought up that he got to see Big Papi, David Ortiz, exit his last All-Star game.
Right.
Made me think of this. Has any of us at this table, and if you have, talk about it, has anybody experienced a last game for somebody? I luckily have. I experienced Derek Jeter's last game at Angel Stadium. It was May 7th, 2014. My dad and I, after he made his retirement or announced it, we said, "Hey, Dad, we got to do it." And sure enough, what did Derek Jeter do? He hits a home run off of Hector Santiago, and it's like, okay, well, I really don't care about the Angels winning today as long as Derek Jeter has a great day, and he gets a paddleboard from us.
Yeah.
So you've experienced Big Papi, you already said, but have you experienced anybody else, Ryan?
Timu Solani, J.S. Jaguar. I also went to Luke Robitaille's final game.
You got Timu Solani's last game at the Honda Center?
Last game. I had a friend who was a season ticket holder.
Okay, there you go.
There you go, man.
Yeah, I saw Timu Solani's final game. I saw J.S. Jaguar, same game. Then I also saw Luke Robitaille, his final game at Staples, and final game in San Jose. So final game overall as well. Who was it? I saw... I can't even think of his name. But yeah, I've seen... And then I also saw... In the MLB, I saw Sean Green's last game.
Oh.
And that has meaning to me because he was my favorite player.
Mine too, growing up.
Sean Green.
I think Sean Green was a lot of Southern California native fans.
Yeah.
Well, he's from Irvine, or Newport. He's from Newport, so you kind of have that.
I went to his dad's batting clinic.
Really?
Yes, as a high school baseball player, I went, and his dad taught me how to swing. I went to his clinic. But Sean Green never made an appearance.
No, that's disappointing.
No, he was a great guy. I mean, I still remember that 4 home run game. I saw it live on
against
TV.
The Brewers.
Oh yeah, nobody will forget that game if you saw it live.
Of course not.
Anthony, have you had a last game experience on?
I have, and it's the jersey that I'm wearing currently. I've seen the Mambas last game.
You were working, correct?
I was working, but I was more watching than I was working.
I think everybody was. I'm surprised the concession stands were even open.
Yeah, and dude, just being there because for like the last quarter, right around the stand they close. Is like the last quarter when they close off, and then right around maybe the 6-minute mark, that's when everybody starts to leave because we start, when you pack up stuff, you want to get home early. Especially everybody want to do that so everybody can go out and watch Kobe. But not me. I was just watching Kobe the entire game. I don't care. Dude, that's Kobe Bryant. That's the Mamba. But yeah, watching Kobe's last game and, still seeing highlights from that, and, it gives me goosebumps still.
Because you're still amazed that you saw it.
I'm amazed that I saw his performance. I recorded his final free throw. I was there watching it, and when you hear the announcers drop it right when he sinks that last free throw, 60. It just gives me goosebumps because I was right there in the 100 section watching him just dropping those last buckets, putting in that last 3, that vintage Mamba. Just, that is definitely one experience I will never forget, especially since it's on NBA, TV everywhere all the time now.
Yeah,
of course. It's just going to be on replay for
exactly. I won't have to remember because it'll be on TV no matter what.
Yeah. But have you had another experience? Because I think I only did have Derek Jeter. I might have experienced somebody else's, but I just don't recall.
Tim Salmon. That was the other one.
You were at the last game for Salmon.
I was at the last game for Tim Salmon.
I wish I was there. I hate you more because Salmon was my idol growing up.
You know what? He's not too nice of a guy.
Why?
In real life.
You've talked to him?
I have gone up for autographs multiple times, and he has rejected small children of autographs as well.
Damn.
Okay.
That sounds like Will Ferrell.
Okay.
But yeah, that was it for me. But that's definitely something.
Dude,
though.
You got to see Kobe's final game. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, Kobe's final game, dude. That's something.
You didn't even need to buy tickets.
Yeah, exactly. I was like,
you got paid to be at the Mama's last
boom.
Boom.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's how I roll. Come on, man.
Yeah. So and how going back to the All-Star game, Chris Bryant really put on a show in that first inning. Like, off Chris Sale. And you know what? I liked it because Chicago versus Chicago.
Yeah.
It's just like last year. Trout against Greinke. LA versus Anaheim.
Okay,
that was so beautiful last year.
And Kershaw was there too.
Yeah, but he was unable to play. And
that's right.
Since you bring up Kershaw, let's...
Okay, hold on. Before we move on to Kershaw, I have a game.
Yeah, okay.
All right. Can you guys name the last 10 All-Star Game MVPs?
Ooh, this is going to be interesting. Okay, I'll go backwards because it'll be easier for me.
Yeah,
so,
okay.
2015 Trout, 2014 Trout.
No. This year. We're
that's right. Okay. Eric Hosmer.
Eric Hosmer.
Eric Hosmer. Okay. Trout.
Right.
13 was Mo.
Yes, indeed. Mariano.
2012, Melky Cabrera.
Yes, sir.
2011, Prince Fielder.
Yes, sir.
2010, Brian McCann.
You keep it going. 2009
was Carl Crawford.
Indeed.
2008, J.D. Drew.
Yes, it was.
2007, hold on. It's there. Oh, Ichiro.
Yes.
Ichiro Suzuki.
Damn,
2006, Michael Young.
Yep.
2005, Miguel Tejada.
Yes.
2004, Alfonso Soriano.
Yep.
2003, Garrett Anderson. Garrett Anderson. 2002, none, because it was a tie.
Correct.
2001, Cal Ripken Jr. I was at the induction. I was at the 07 induction, so I have to know 2001.
Okay.
2000, Derek Jeter.
Yep.
1999, Pedro Martinez.
Yep.
1998, that was in, where was 98? It was in, where was 98?
I
think that's where it stops. That's where it stops for me.
Coors Field.
In Colorado?
Yes, sir.
Who won in Colorado?
Roberto Alomar.
Okay, I don't remember Alomar.
And then the year before that,
97?
Sandy Alomar.
Oh, the Alomars went back to back.
Yep. Then Mike Piazza.
96.
Jeff Conine.
95.
Fred McGriff.
94.
Kirby Puckett.
93.
Cal Ripken Jr.
Ken Griffey Jr.
And then Cal Ripken Jr.
And then Cal. All right.
Well,
Bo Jackson in the 89.
Yeah.
Bo Jackson 89. You know what? He was just on MLB Network this morning, actually.
Oh, there you go.
Because he's part of a charity for children with disabilities.
That's right.
Yeah. Because he has a speech impediment. He said.
Right.
All right. So.
Well, that was easy.
That was totally easy.
I thought it was going to be a lot harder.
After 98, that's when it gets confusing.
Okay. 1962.
See, I knew you were going to pull something like that. You're going to be like, let me just pull something out the grave for this guy.
Hold on. 1962. The only time dual MVPs.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'll never get that one. Was it Carl Yastrzemski? No, it wasn't Yaz.
It was from Los Angeles. Both MVPs were from Los Angeles.
Ooh, it's Maury Wills.
Yes, sir.
It's got to be Maury Wills. Don Drysdale?
No. From the Los Angeles Angels.
They had one too? Clyde Wright, I don't know.
Leon Wagner.
I wouldn't know Leon Wagner. It's one of those names like, huh?
Yeah.
It's like Bob Pettit.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that experience. I'll say that really quick. This is from my dad because my dad listens to this, and I want to give a shout out to him for this. Wait, let me get it first. Okay. I want to get this out because my dad would love to hear this. We were watching, I think it was the 2008 NBA All-Star Game, and the question was which NBA player has the most All-Star Game MVPs with 4. And we're saying Oscar Robertson, Wilt Chamberlain. We're saying all these names, all the great players, Bill Russell. And then all of a sudden we're like, we don't know who it is. Who is it? We press play because my dad pauses it so we could figure something out.
Right.
We press play, and the name comes up, and this is the reaction. I kid you not. Who's that?
Bob Pettit?
Bob Pettit. Yeah! But no, it was so funny. We're watching it. We're watching it. We're like, right when my dad pressed play, who's that? Bob Pettit. It's like, who is that?
Who are you?
So that was for my dad. So he's gonna love this.
Yeah, Leon Wagner. Remember, 2 All-Star games were held every year from 1958 to 1962.
Yes, that's right.
And only in 1962 did they start giving out the MVP award. In the first All-Star game, it was Maury Wills who took the MVP. Second All-Star game, Leon Wagner, who went 3 for 4 and had a 2-run home run.
Okay.
Jeez.
Now, does anybody have a favorite All-Star game moment, like in the game? Because we already talked. But Anthony, Anthony, you missed that we were talking about home run derbies, and we obviously said Josh Hamilton in 2008. You'd probably say 08 too, right? For Hamilton, the home run derby.
It was pretty dominant, you know.
So
it was pretty spectacular.
So what about in game for All-Star game?
Ooh, that's a good one.
I want to say 2008 was the best All-Star game I saw. Come on, 15
good.
innings. No, 15 innings at Yankee Stadium in the last season. Nothing's better than that. I mean, 2006 was exciting too with Michael Young down to the last strike. That tells you how the American League is, how competitive they are. It's like we want that home field advantage.
You prove a pretty valid point though with the Yankees though.
2008?
2008, yeah.
See, I liked Garrett Anderson getting the MVP because as a small kid growing up in Buena Park, the Angels are right in the backyard. That was my moment of realizing, hey, there's a game called baseball. And you can play it.
Yeah.
That was my moment. Once Garrett Anderson had the MVP trophy in his hand, and then I started playing baseball.
Didn't he almost go for the cycle?
Almost.
He had a double, a single, and a home run.
Yeah, he was a triple away.
He wouldn't have got it though.
No,
not at Comiskey Park. You can't hit a triple, or U.S. Cellular. You can't hit a triple there.
Hard.
Exactly.
To do that.
Yeah, you got to hit. You got to hit the right carom, and you got to be fast enough to get that triple.
Yeah, there's no way Garrett Anderson. Early Garrett Anderson
Maybe,
had the legs. Late Garrett Anderson, no.
Yeah, I would say 2008 was my personal favorite. I would say 2010 if the American League won at Angel Stadium.
Okay.
I would say 2010 if the American League won at Angel Stadium. But no, it's got to be 2008 at Yankee Stadium, 15 innings. And it's a good thing I wasn't on the East Coast because I would have knocked out, maybe would have knocked out at 1:30 and missed the last play. Anthony, do you say 08 too?
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking about it earlier, and when you first brought it up, and I'm starting to go through All-Star games, and you just proved a really valid point, bro. Last game at Yankee Stadium, 15 innings. That's a classic.
Yeah,
that's a classic.
Yeah,
right
and it ended on one run. It didn't end it wasn't like the National League scored 5 runs to take the lead or something. It was down to
definition classic right there. That's what the fans got. They got their money's worth right there.
Yeah, when you talk about this one counts, that game really counted.
Exactly.
Even though the Rays did not win the World Series that year. It was the Phillies.
It was the Phillies.
Yeah, even though it started in Tampa. Okay, so that's our All-Star game talk.
Indeed, Drew is going to join us in a couple minutes.
So he
About
says.
2 minutes.
So he says.
No, he sent me the picture of the school.
Yeah. Okay.
He's here. The man is on campus.
Okay. So while we're still on MLB,
yeah, right.
Maybe the biggest blow, but that's on. But remember that different opinions. But it could mean something different.
Okay.
Clayton Kershaw, possibility he'll be out for the season. Will this hurt the Dodgers if he is out for the year?
Of course.
This hurts my heart.
Yeah. As much as it hurts him, it hurts my heart.
Hey, whatever you do, don't call 911 because it's expensive.
No, but
I hope you have insurance.
Yeah, I do. I got my insurance, but with Clayton Kershaw,
he's slamming Rio.
As soon as we got Ryu back, he went back down.
Yeah,
right away. I'm so disappointed with that because at least if I knew that Kershaw would be out, okay, we have Hyunjin Ryu, but no, he's gone. He's gone too.
Yeah. So you have
Julio Urias.
Kershaw done. Ryu done. Wood done.
Who's your best option? Brandon McCarthy.
Brett, hey,
and
I
know he is.
Lights out.
He is. No. I'm not saying as a joke. It is.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you one thing.
Right now,
the positive of having Brandon McCarthy, he has a hot wife.
Oh.
I'm sorry. I had to bring that out. I had to bring it up.
Let's get back to the diamond, man. Let's get back to the diamond. Not his diamond,
we
but
already
to
are
the
on the diamond.
No, Brandon McCarthy, though, he's not that bad.
He's been pitching really well in his last 3 starts. He's got an ERA of just over 2.
He just has to stay healthy.
Correct.
Obviously.
That's it, yeah.
Everybody
everybody has to stay healthy.
Right.
Yeah.
They said that he came in some of the best condition of his life so far.
Good.
I mean, not considering the arm. His arm has to stay healthy. But he said, when he came in, they said that he was nowhere near overweight. That guy was fit. He was ready to start the season. And, right now, the rotation for the Dodgers, Brandon McCarthy.
Yeah.
Julio Urias. Then you have Bud Norris.
Mm-hmm.
And then, really, it's just an entire
farm system.
Yeah, collaboration of everyone else for those final 2 spots.
Okay. Yeah. So,
that's really. Oh no!
Hey,
and that's Scott Kazmir.
Hey, but
Okay.
Dodgers are killing it right now. They're winning 6-1 against the Nationals right
Yes,
now.
they are.
Julio Urias pitched 4 innings, gave up 5 hits, 1 earned run, and got 4 strikeouts. And right now, who came on after him was Baez, Avalane, and Coleman.
So okay, now with like you said, with all the guys that are out for the Dodgers, who would they get at the trade deadline? Since the trade deadline is August 1st, so I mean we could talk next week too about it. But at the same time,
We can get a little into it.
I think
would the Dodgers be buyers?
They have.
They got to be buyers. But who do they get? Do they go for hitting or will they strengthen the
pitching? They have to strengthen the bullpen in the mid game.
Yeah, but hey, you got the farm system.
Here's the thing.
Sure, you got the farm system.
Here's my argument. You have one guy.
Yes.
Who will give you a number 1 or 2 pitcher. Yasiel Puig.
Yes.
You use him as bait, and you get yourself a good 1-2 or 2-3 type of pitcher.
Right.
And you can bring him into the rotation. The reason why the bullpen doesn't need help right now is because they have the second best ERA in the majors at just over a 2.5 ERA collectively. That is amazing.
That is.
They do blow the occasional game.
They do.
But right now, what they really need help on is that pitching, that starting pitching. They need someone who can be that stopgap until some of these guys come back.
So Evan Longoria is out of the question.
I don't think you do not need offense.
It's going to cost, but also it's going to cost them too.
You have Justin Turner, who is having a better season than
my boy Pop-Tart.
Evan Longoria.
My boy Pop-Tart.
It's funny you bring him up because I met his uncle yesterday.
Yeah, you were just telling me.
No,
about
but
that.
like he said, JT, Pop-Tart, he's doing his thing. Who else? Who else is killing it? I like Kendrick. Kendrick is honestly a favorite player of mine. I'm sorry.
I know.
I
we loved him too.
I know you did. That's why I'm saying I love him now. Adrian Gonzalez. You got Jock Pederson. Doing his thing. You got
I can't stand Jock Peterson. I cannot stand him.
You can't stand him?
The dude does not hustle.
True.
He does not work.
He does not hustle. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, okay, I went to the game against the Cardinals. It was a Sunday night. I caught a home run ball. I was happy, right?
Right.
But then I look at Jock Peterson.
Mm-hmm.
He grounds it, slow roller to the third baseman. Anyone else could beat that out to first base.
Right.
And the dude takes off his helmet 2/3 the way down the line, doesn't even attempt to go to first base. And then I
he's
thought,
still a young dude anyway. He's still got time to improve. You know?
I thought, okay, that's just a little bit of immaturity. He's going to go back into the dugout. Dave Roberts is going to give him an earful, and he'll come out. He'll hustle down the line. 7th inning, slow roller down to short. He takes off his helmet again, and immediately, before he even gets to the dugout, Dave Roberts says, "You're gone."
Exactly.
Get into the clubhouse. You're not coming back out to play. He needs someone to literally set him straight because that dude has an attitude problem when things don't go his way.
I mean, you got a lot of veterans on that team anyway. You got Lee, you got Gonzalez, you got Kendrick as well. I'm pretty sure they'll be able to help straighten him out if Dave Roberts actually asks him to. Or you can get, some of the Dodger legends. You can get Newcomb on him. You can get, who else can you get
Sandy.
on him? Sandy Koufax. You can get Venezuela. You can get some of these older guys to teach him, hey, man, we need you now. We need you to perform. We need you to go out there and hustle, all right? There's a reason why we have our rings. It's because we hustled and we did what we needed to do. You're not doing that, and you're hindering our opportunity.
Right.
So I think if they actually get, a mafia-type meeting, a mob circle-type thing going on, I think that'll be able to start setting them straight.
Okay. And now that the first half has ended, let's see what the second half, what do we think could happen? Let's look at the standings. Let's go to the American League first. American League East, Boston is on top of Baltimore by half a game. Is Boston a playoff team, or will Baltimore come up out of nowhere, maybe, or come back in the East? I mean, I do see Boston competing. They'll probably go to the playoffs for sure.
They're going to be a wild card.
Yeah, I was going to say, they'll be wild card for sure. But Orioles win that AL East.
My team that you need to watch for, actually there are two in the
East?
American League. No, overall, just in the American League.
Cleveland?
You have to, no, Cleveland's going to take the division title. That's just a given.
Okay.
But you have to watch for the Royals, and you have to watch for the Angels.
Right.
They're sitting 10.5 games behind the wild card. But all they need to do is just string together a couple more games. We'll say in the next 10 games they go 7-3.
Okay.
And they gain 3 games. That's only 7 back. Then in the next 10 games, they go 6-4, and they gain 1 game. They can slowly just bring that number up. It's the middle of July.
Yeah.
10 games is not that big of a lead.
It's not.
If they can string together a couple more wins, just keep going. I mean, they just swept the first-place Rangers, who were the hottest team in baseball.
And Pujols had like 3 home runs this series.
3 home runs.
Yeah.
He had two in a game that Drew actually went to.
Yeah.
He saw the 6 RBI game, and then last night he also hits another one. If the Angels can string together some wins and get some help from other teams, they are going to be sitting really nice looking at that wild card. I don't think that they have a chance for first place in the American League West.
No.
But they do have a chance for that wild card.
Okay.
I think they get third, tops.
Yeah, like last year, probably.
Yeah, like third, because Astros right now and Rangers, they'll go neck to neck the entire way.
And the Angels have the Astros this weekend, so that's going to be something interesting to
and
watch.
They're still 11.5 back. Like you said, though, like just clawing at that,
You just have every 10 games.
Yeah.
That's all you got to do because you have 8 stretches of 10 games. That's all you got.
I mean, it's not as bad as the Braves, 24.5 back, the Nationals.
Yeah.
Well, the Braves are actually only drawing 5,000 people per game.
That's right, yeah. We mentioned this before on our
seriously.
podcast. Like, it's just basically a minor league game.
Yeah. So you say, and you did say Cleveland's going to walk away with the Central. Should they still get Jonathan Lucroy, even though you say they are going to walk away with it?
Absolutely. The reason being is because Yan Gomes, not only is he injured, but once he is in there, he is only batting 167. He doesn't even reach the Mendoza line, that 200 line. They need offense. Not only that, but Jonathan Lucroy has been handling elite pitching for a long time. He's handled K-Rod. He has handled Zach Greinke. He's handled Kyle Loesch. He knows how to handle a good pitching staff. He can bring offense as well. And if right now he's batting somewhere around 305, that is a huge improvement over Yan Gomes.
All right. Then you said Cleveland. AL West, will Texas take it?
Yeah, Texas takes it.
Okay, Texas takes it, yeah. Let's go National League. Washington. Now, how about Miami? Miami, didn't you you said on the first show, Anthony said on the first show, man, Miami, I think they might come through. And I looked at him like,
team,
and I looked at him and was like, no, you're crazy.
Yeah, you guys gave me that crazy eye, but look what's going on now.
Four different opinions.
That's
why we gave it a stink eye.
Right, that's right. No, but look at the Marlins, dude. They're only 5.5 back against the Nationals.
They're definitely a sleeper.
They are. Yeah. I called it. I said they're a sleeper team.
But what's going to get them to that playoff, though? What's going to make them the playoff contender?
I don't necessarily think you even have to look outside the organization. Right now, they had 5 different All-Stars.
And without D. Gordon.
D. Gordon is set to come in a couple of days.
Right. I miss D. Gordon.
I think we all do.
D. Gordon, I don't know why.
D. Gordon was my favorite
He
Dodger.
He was my favorite Dodger.
That guy could run and run and
He reminded me of when Dave Roberts was playing for the Dodgers.
Yeah.
They just sent him in to steal.
Yeah, they did. And
hey.
Yeah, but you were wearing the wrong shirt, Drew.
No, he's wearing look at that. Beautiful.
Explain
UCLA.
Hey, I just noticed something too. Like I just noticed something. Well, put on your headset first before you start talking. But I just noticed
you can hear me from afar. He's got it.
I just noticed we're all wearing blue.
Hey,
it's like you got UCLA blue, you got Star Wars blue, you got Navy blue, and you got old school Lakers blue.
You got old school Lakers blue with the fitting.
I'm wearing the Star Wars. I'm the nerd.
Yeah,
it's all right. Yeah. It's totally appreciated.
Yeah, I decided to go with UCLA today.
Yeah, hey, you can't go wrong.
Hey, Drew,
he's wrong. But
he's
yes,
and
all right.
Drew Miller just walked in. You missed a lot. We were talking All-Star Game, Home Run Derby. Hey, you got next week. Next week will be trade deadline talks for sure.
Yeah,
trade deadline talks.
Yeah, and you'll like next week for trade talks next week. But right now we're just talking about second half improvements or second half like teams to watch out for. Anthony said on the first show that Miami was a sleeper. We gave him the stink eye, and you. So but okay, someone agree with you.
A little bit. Cleveland and Miami are ones to look out for.
But we're not going to see him in the World Series.
No.
You'll see. We might see Cleveland.
Make the playoffs.
No, I think Cleveland will go to the World Series because they got the pitching. The pitching's going to help.
Since last year.
It's the year of Cleveland. It's the year of the
land.
It's the year of
Cleveland.
It's the year of the land.
Go ahead.
This is what I remember from last year. There's all these experts saying, "Oh, if Cleveland just had better offense last year, they would have made the playoffs."
If.
Exactly. If is bit. So they've had good pitching since last year because they've been in rebuild since what 2008, something like that.
Right.
Yeah, after the 2007 collapse with the 3-1 against against the Red Sox.
Oh, was that a 3-1 collapse?
Yeah, it was a 3-1. Yeah,
it
was 3-2.
No, it was 3-1.
Anyways, so I think Cleveland might make the playoffs. I mean, you're right. They do have the pitching.
They will.
They have. I honestly, the way I see it, I think they have better. They have obviously better pitching than the Angels right now.
What? It's not my fault that an Eakins appeared just off to our right.
Pokemon Go.
Oh, okay. We're still on this.
Anyways,
focus. We have time.
I think right now, just because I love the Dodgers and everything, but I feel like Cleveland has better pitching than Dodgers right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Obviously.
Kershaw's done for the year.
I heard. I can't.
Yeah, we had that talk. Okay.
I'm still
now, did the Cubs walk away? Cubs are going to walk away with the Central. I think we all agree with that.
Yes.
Cubs will walk away.
But they're not going to win the World Series.
Still?
Nope.
You still got the Billy Goat mentality?
They're still cursed. They are still cursed until they win.
It's not even just a curse. They're just
So do you say
doomed to fail.
So do you say even year San Francisco?
I'm thinking, okay, this is kind of bold, but I'm thinking it's either going to be Giants or Mets.
Nope, I don't think the Mets. I mean,
I don't think the Mets either.
No, Matt Harvey's out.
I actually like that. Giants and Mets. Giants because they actually, they're one of the hottest teams in baseball. They have the best record.
I know.
And it's
the Mets,
even year,
and the Mets because they have the best pitching staff in the majors right now. You have Noah Syndergaard, followed by Steven Matz, and then you also have Jacob DeGrom. And, they have good pitching. Not to mention that Wheeler is set to return sometime later on this year.
Yeah.
If he can start this year around August, that means he's going to start getting hot right around playoff time.
Exactly. Not just that. I feel like the Mets are kind of trying to do what they did last year, where they're kind of like, going into the All-Star break, kind of, modest record, and after the All-Star break, they kind of just took off. I mean, I think they had a 10-game winning streak at one point.
Right, yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if the Mets did.
Yeah, I like those picks for the National League.
Yeah. What about wild cards? Because right now, right now in American League wild card, it's Baltimore, Toronto, but that could be subject to change.
Obviously,
I think so too.
That's subject to change. I think that one. I think the American League wild card that's going to be the most competitive part of this year because I think the East or the divisions. I think they're already taken care of. Cleveland's going to take the Central. Texas is going to take the West, and then for the East, it's kind of tough because it's Baltimore and Boston too.
How are the Astros doing in the AL West?
They're third actually.
Really?
The Mariners.
The Mariners are second.
You're kidding!
Yeah.
Wow. Ooh,
yeah.
I haven't been paying attention.
See, here are my predictions for the wild card for the American League. You're going to have the Astros, and you're going to have the Red Sox.
Yeah.
Those are the two teams that are going to be in the wild card game for the American League. Who wins that game? That's definitely going to be the Red Sox because they have more options than the Astros.
They have the experience, too.
Exactly. They also have the experience, win one for Big Papi, inspiration, whatever.
And you give the ball to David Price in that wild card?
Of course, yeah. You have to. And then you give Game 1 of the American League Divisional Series, you give that to Drew Pomeranz.
And then Game 2, would it be Price or Porcello?
You go Porcello. You want to rest up David Price. Or actually, no, you give it to Price. Throw him on short rest, or maybe even 4 days rest like a normal pitching rotation. 4 days rest, he goes in Game 2, and then he's also rested up just in case there's a Game 4 or 5.
Okay.
There you go.
Now, let's go National League. Right now, it's Dodgers, Miami, but look who's behind Miami. The Mets and the Cardinals are both a game back. And I remember the first show, I said that the Cardinals, they're jogging, but they're going to sprint at the end.
Right.
Well, I still think I feel it's coming. No, it's coming. I think it's going to come. I really think it's going to. I think Miami. I hate to say it. They're going to drop at the end. I think come September, maybe late August,
I think they're going steady.
here comes the Cardinals. I'm just going to – I picture that Cardinal horse on the outside. Just there you go.
I don't know. I feel as though Miami will be able to hold it. I think it'll come down to the wire. I think it'll come down essentially to maybe the last game.
It's going to be the Dodgers against the Mets, and the Mets take that game
obviously. Easily.
Yes, just like last year.
Yeah.
It pains me to say it, but yeah.
The problem is about the Dodgers is they're kind of. I just feel like they're a dumpster fire right now. You just, they're just throwing grease onto a grease fire. It's just. Hey, we have so much money and we don't know how to spend it properly to get the right players. And we're just gonna
so you say that though with the money. Who do you go for right now? As a pitching, do you go in?
I say honestly, this is how I feel. I think.
Go ahead.
The way I feel is that Dodgers should trade Puig because
everyone's saying that. Yeah.
Yes.
You meant if only you were here earlier because Ryan said it.
No. Because Puig, he's a decent player and all, but he just has a lackluster attitude. And it's just got to change. It's just not helping the Dodgers.
His
right now.
draft stock is not going to go any higher right now.
Exactly.
I mean, it's 2 weeks. His draft stock is not going to go any higher. The Dodgers need starting pitching now.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Especially with
so who do you go for starting pitching wise? Do you go after someone in the AL?
That's a good question.
Do you try to snag a Red Sox? Do you try to go snag?
No. The Red Sox are not giving up anybody.
Do you go after the Royals? Do you think they have?
It has to come from two options. One is it has to come from the National League, and two is it has to come from the Angels.
It has to come from the Angels.
Yes.
Who do you give up?
Hector Santiago.
That's a good point.
Hector Santiago.
That's a good point.
If he comes over from the Angels, do not be surprised if he becomes a Dodger within the next 2 weeks. The other thing is you need a National League pitcher because an American League pitcher, he's going to be so used to the American League that by the time by the time he makes the adjustment,
right,
it's already going to be playoff time.
So no AL pitchers.
Yeah, you need someone who knows how to pitch in the National League. Now
he's already got their feel.
Yeah, you can get an American League pitcher as long as he's had National League experience.
Right.
But you can't get someone who has grown up in the American League because he's just going to know American League pitching.
Right, you can't go somewhere after like Verlander or something like that.
Yeah.
No.
The Detroit would never give up Verlander.
No, I'm just saying, though, for example, though.
Yeah.
It wouldn't make sense.
But that's interesting. Who would they go after?
I was.
Who should they go after?
How's Matt Garza looking? I know he's struggling, but
I don't know about Garza.
I would not trade a Puig for Matt Garza.
Yeah,
maybe 4 years ago.
Trade.
Yeah, 4 years ago.
4 years ago, I would trade for Matt Garza. But
when he was hot with the Rays.
Yeah,
so
and he threw a no-hitter with the Rays.
he did. Yeah.
So if you give me like a top, like you go through your list, you got your top 10 in your head, and then you got to final it down to your final 3 picks for trading for Puig. Who are your top 3 that you're trying to go for with Puig?
Julio Teheran. I'm just throwing a name out.
No.
I just said Julio Teheran.
That's interesting because he was actually number 2 on my list.
Julio Teheran?
Yes, Julio Teheran.
On your final 3?
The Braves are in 100% sell mode.
Yeah. No, totally. Yeah. They were in sell mode once the first pitch of the season started.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they gave us Bud Norris already. Both GMs are extremely familiar with each other.
Right.
Friedman loves to go to the Braves. He made multiple trades with the Braves while he was on the Rays as just a an advisor to the Rays.
Yes.
So he would be familiar with the Braves. Watch for Julio Teheran. Watch for Hector Santiago. And then you have to look around the rest of the league, and that's kind of hard to find that number 3 guy.
Jimmy Nelson?
No, I would not go Jimmy Nelson. See, you want someone, if you're giving up a Puig, someone who has potential, you want someone who already has a name.
Right.
You don't want to go after you don't want to go after someone with potential. You want someone who's here now.
I have a question. What about Waka? Is he available?
He's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Michael Walker is gonna stay in St. Louis.
Yeah.
St. Louis isn't going to give up anybody. If it was, maybe Carlos Martinez.
Do the Brewers have anybody to offer, though?
The Brewers?
No, just Jonathan Lucroy to Cleveland. That's it.
They have K-Rod.
But that's a closer. That's not a starter.
Yeah.
Right.
They already got Jansen.
He was on the Angels
Yeah, I
at
know.
one point.
Yeah, he set records on the Angels.
Yeah, I was there for that game. He broke the record for
He's
most saves.
K-Rod.
Yeah, shut up.
Well, you never know. But what I was
I'm
thinking
sorry.
is,
K-Rod.
well, I was saying Dodgers, if let's say this pitcher was available, they could go after Scherzer, but he's locked up in D.C. right now.
Yeah.
That's
I
weird.
heard that there was something with like New York.
They're
Just as in 3 hours ago, they said that there's a deal within New York, potentially with like New York, a bunch of relief pitchers for Scherzer or something like that.
Yeah,
This is not going to happen.
There are talks that Scherzer is available. Now, I would also want to wonder about Steven Matz
Ooh.
Yeah.
from the Mets because he's a left-handed
That's what I
pitcher.
was gonna
That's
say,
something that the Dodgers have injuries on. Ryu, Wood, Kershaw, all they have right now in terms of lefties, they only have Scott Kazmir, so they want to go after a lefty.
Right.
Not even Tanner Roark?
Now, you need someone who can give you contribution now, not potential.
Yes.
Okay. Well, how much time do we have left? Because
We
it's
got
getting
5
interesting.
minutes?
5 minutes. I think
Would you guys like to play a game?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
All right,
The second
give me a
game.
couple seconds while I set this up.
Yeah. So.
You need to feel this time bubble.
Yeah, I wonder what this
Keep
is.
talking.
Okay.
Keep talking.
Boop, boop. Speaking Sims.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, what did you guys think about the? Let's go All-Star game really quick. Ugliest practice jersey that I've ever seen. Those batting practice jerseys. I mean, I get it's the traditional
I want to talk
brown.
about the ESPYs.
Right? Oh, the ESPYs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up too. Were you there or something?
No. I mean, I was supposed to work the ESPYs, but I didn't end up working that. But let's
Seriously,
see.
it was the year for Cleveland.
Yeah.
LeBron won Best Male Athlete.
Right.
They won Best Moment. They won Best Team. They won Best
Do
Game.
you agree with Bryce Harper winning Best Major League Baseball player?
No. Should have
Best
been.
Major
Should've been
League
Trout.
Baseball player.
That is,
I don't think Trout was nominated.
That is Clayton
Maybe.
Kershaw.
Yeah, it was Clayton Kershaw.
That is his award. Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, now Ryan's ready. Let's
All right.
go.
Most strikeouts over a career in MLB history.
Oh, Nolan Ryan's number
Nolan
one.
Ryan.
Of
Yeah,
course,
that's what
but
I
you
said.
guys have to name the top 10.
Oh, well, just like last time.
Greg Maddux, maybe?
Greg Maddux
No.
is number 10.
Venezuela.
Okay.
Oh, he okay.
Yeah,
Just-
There we go.
Okay.
Hey.
Uh,
we closed
John
the list.
Smoltz.
John Smoltz. He is not in the top 10.
Oh.
Randy Johnson is number
Randy
two.
Yeah,
Johnson's
Randy Johnson,
number
yeah.
That
two.
makes sense.
Walter, the big train. Walter Johnson.
Walter Johnson's number 9.
Wow, I thought he'd be higher. Let's see.
Koufax, Hershiser.
No.
Cy Young?
No. Cy Young is not near. He is
He
number
has the wins.
20.
Kurt
20.
Schilling.
Kurt
No.
Schilling, he is number 15.
Mm.
But are these starters though?
Yeah, all starters.
They're all
Yeah,
starters.
starters.
Okay.
Oral Hershiser.
No, he just said
I just said
Hershiser.
Oh, you
Yeah, I said
did?
Hershiser.
Oh,
I was just
okay.
throwing out Dodger names out there, and yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I
Yeah.
threw out like two.
Yeah,
I
it's
threw
a
out like
lot.
two
Little
Dodger
hard.
names.
Yeah,
Little hard.
it is.
All right, I'll give you a clue on one. He played for both the Angels and the Dodgers.
Don Sutton.
Yes, indeed. Number
Yeah,
7.
7.
Nice, nice.
Seriously.
Dude, this is kind of
Red Sox, Astros, Blue Jays, Yankees.
Yankees.
Ooh, okay. Who won
No.
the Astros had so many strikeouts? I thought we said was it not J.R.
Oh,
Richards?
no, that's
Nolan
just-
Ryan was on the Astros.
That's
at
just
point.
one guy.
Oh,
All
he,
Whoa.
those teams, one guy.
Oh,
and he was a Red Sox too?
Red Sox, Blue Jay, Astro, Yankee.
Dave Stewart.
No.
No.
He has an asterisk by his name.
Roger Clemens.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
Rocket.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
All right.
The Rocket, yeah.
Now I'm going to
The
give
Ashes.
you guys the. Let's see. Mets.
Tom Seaver. Tom Terrific?
Tom Seaver.
Oh, okay.
Was he 4?
He's number 6.
6, okay.
Number 3 on the list. Baltimore.
Jim Palmer.
No.
What?
Really? Not Jim Palmer?
Not Jim Palmer.
Who
Damn
else? Who else does Baltimore have?
That,
Is it old Baltimore?
Yeah,
Is it-
way old Baltimore.
Oh, so this is National League
like
Baltimore.
69 Baltimore when they lost. in
I
the series?
believe so.
Okay.
Oh,
Double
jeez.
check.
How is it not Jim
No,
Palmer?
I'm sorry. Not Baltimore. St. Louis
Hey,
and Minnesota.
Okay. Oh.
Mini. Ooh,
how dare you
Interesting.
throw us off like that?
That is
Not
my
Bob
fault.
Gibson.
It is your fault.
It is not.
It's not Bob
Gibson
Gibson.
isn't even in the top 20.
That's ridiculous.
pooping it back.
So wait, he played for Minnesota and what was the other one?
And St. Louis.
And St. Louis.
Oh my God.
Who?
Steve Carlton.
No. He was a Philly,
It says right here.
and he was a Philly too.
Yeah, of
He
course,
was at
but
one
I'm not
point.
going to give that
Oh,
to you
oh.
on a platter. All right.
Okay.
Then we
let's
got
see.
one who made his major league debut as a Minnesota Twin and ended up dying as an Angel.
Dying as an angel.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
You should know this.
Bert
man.
Bert Blyleven.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Wow. That's a way to end. That's a way to end our show. We have like a couple seconds.
Yeah.
If we go 1 minute over, I don't
Yeah,
care.
well,
It's-
that
it's-
can be edited down a little.
maybe,
Yeah.
maybe,
Micro
no,
edit.
Especially
maybe.
this part. Yeah.
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 Well, we're about to wrap things up. We'd like to thank you all for joining us.
Final words.
Any final words? We'll go, Drew.
Yes. I can't believe Portugal won the Euro Cup.
Oh.
I did
Hey.
not see that
Hey.
happening. I thought it was going to be Germany or France. So wow.
Anthony.
Just don't copy Obama's speech, man. Just don't copy Obama's speeches.
Okay. I think we know where that was
It's gonna
going.
be bad news.
All right.
But I don't
Right.
want to look like a pirate.
Where's that from?
Seinfeld.
Oh, I wouldn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I ran out of things to say. That's the first thing on my mind. Don't you judge me.
And to you, sir. 15 seconds.
All right. Well, I can't think of a last word except Albert Pujols. Keep it up because Angels are on a hard streak. Yeah,
It was
good
so
for you, Drew.
Good. It was so
So until next week, for Anthony Martinez, Ryan Osborn, Drew Miller, this is Vincent Garr. See ya out of the park.